MAO right now. Okay, guys, good morning to you once again. Today is the 2nd of August 2021. Today is a Monday, August month. Just do consider to go slow, okay? Really, I'm not kidding you guys. It is not really necessary at this stage right now to go heavy long, right? You heard me very clearly. I repeat myself, it is really no need to go too heavy long at this stage right now, okay? Now, of course, we do know that Federal Reserve is still going to put in $120 billion into the system. We also understand that there is still going to be lots of money coming into the market. We also understand that there's a lot of money that's available in the market, but it's just a personal little advice that you just have to go slow this month, okay? All right, whether it is seasonal pattern, whether it is because overpriced, all these is just to inform you that just try to go slow, okay? You can buy, definitely buy on dip is fine, but don't chase. Really, don't need to chase, okay? So today, MAO, for those who love my alternate market views, you will definitely love it because today got lots of things to cover on that. Right, that definitely is right. That is still ongoing. The inflationary numbers are still there. We saw the 3.5% numbers going up. We thought the GDP is coming down. So definitely this so-called inflation kraken is still in the house. It is just that the problem is the Federal Reserve is really holding up very well. No matter what they have been trying to hold up the whole economy. It's very, very clear they're trying to do that. So that's why we need to prepare ourselves to make sure that we know what exactly to do so that we will not be caught on the wrong side of the track, okay? But still, like I keep on reminding you, the market is still very bullish. So that's why buy on dip, okay? Buy on good dips, okay? All right, disclaimer as usual. Once you understand this, you're read the above. That means you have accepted my disclaimer and you've identified me, all right? Very important, thank you. Now, before we start the day, we always have a quote of the day for all our successful traders. Today is Bruce Cover. This guy is a very good trader. He really is a very good outstanding trader. He says this: if you personalize losses, you can't trade. All right. So this is a very good quote. Emotion has no place in the trading arena. If you want to trade, you need to remove it. Emotion. And that is about that. The emotion part itself. So last Friday, we saw ourselves getting out of gold market because we know that 1820 is a very important level. If the market loses that, that's it. So some people weren't very happy with that because we got out of the market. All right, but of course, by the end of the day, when gold went down to 1813 or 1810, then you feel a hit of relief. But the thing is this, that is where we put emotion in play. We cannot afford to do that in trading. All right, so before we start all the global news and the fundamental news and alternate news, we talk about the market today. All right, let's go to the charts right now, shall we? Okay. Okay, so let's look at the China A50 first because that is the market that everybody is emphasizing. Now, China A50 this morning has gapped down a little bit and is trading a little bit lower. But what is very important now on China A50, if you look at it carefully, you notice something have clearly spelled out is that this 61.8 itself, which is 14966, okay, this level around Fibonacci can be used throughout until a new wave or new cycle comes in. So now we can see that the Shanghai and China A50 went down first, hit the technical level that I mentioned, and then it staged a very good rebound, crossed above the 61.8. Last Friday, it touched 61.8 and rebounded. So we did expect that it should do something like this, but now we can see that it's now trading a bit lower, but it's still too early to call because 9:30 then the cash market opened. So it's still too early to call. We will see how it goes, all right? But definitely 14966 is still the very important Fibonacci level. As long as the China A50 cannot convincingly stay above it, then there is still a very good possibility to see it pulling back down again, okay? So this is something that you have to take note of this. So the number is again 14638 for the downside potential. The key support with 14966, that is the Fibonacci level, okay? All right, so watch out these two numbers for yourself, okay? Now for the MA30, This is MA30 for today. All right, definitely still looking down because the numbers the last few days is down. So that's why the MA also following down. And of course, the MA200 is still way above it. Okay, so that's what's happening now on the China A50. So let's look at the Hong Kong market today. Now, Hong Kong, if let's say we're going to see some selling today, then of course we'll see lower. But because the NASDAQ actually is trading higher now, I suspect that Hong Kong later will gap up. Okay, I haven't seen the pre-market yet, but I believe it will gap up. So that is my point here. Now for MLP for today, this is the MLP for the Hang Seng, and that level will be at 25,973. Okay, that will be the MLP. So I suspect that later on the Hang Seng should gap up a little bit, but whether you have follow through buying, that all depends on the market opening price and your TWB system. All right, in terms of technical point now, we can see that there is still the very strong artificial support at 24,818. That's the level that I mentioned. And the market very incredibly touched and rebounded straight away. So this number, 24,818, is still going to be a magical number to watch out for. All right, so for the MA30 and the MA200, seemingly there's not much changes. So it's still going to be at 27,200 and 28,328. All right, so we are just about 1 minute away from the Hong Kong market opening. So we will wait for a while. Right, we clear the screen and we go to the US market first. Now, US market, we do see that there's some consolidation around this area, and that's the reason why I'm kind of worried, okay, for this entire market right now. This is the consolidation. Now, watch out for this. This is MA30. This is MA30. The MA30 shows that 34,823 will be the MA30 for the Dow Jones today. Now, we still have the BNB right here. This is the BNB RL, and this is the BNB SL. It's still going to give us the sideways movement. All right, we are just about 50 seconds away for Hang Seng opening bell. Now, my point on this is that very clearly we are still not out of the woods yet, and I believe that there is some form of resistance in the Dow Jones, and that is at 35,000. Wait a minute, give me the number is 35,132, which this morning didn't hit. There's another resistance there at 35,095 where we are right now. So we'll talk about this later when we show you the TWB version 3.9 chart. All right, I'll tell you the two key resistance for the Dow Jones today. So we are just 20 seconds away now. It seems that the market is going to open for Hang Seng. Let's go and go to Hang Seng right now live, so that you can see that, you know, that I am not involved in any part of the drawing of the trend lines and anything. I just take away all this technical line first. Okay, we're going to start right now. Hang Seng is going to open in now. Okay, Hang Seng has just opened. Okay, it's gapped up by just a little bit. The Hang Seng opening price is 26,047, and now is trading slightly above the pivot 1 level. Now, pivot 1 level is 25,950, so which means that, right, today the opening price is again above the pivot 1. We've seen this a couple of times this week, last week. But the thing to watch out for, the KSI is still red in color. Now, when KSI is red in color, if you are buying, so that means that based on the rule, above OP, above pivot 1, it's always a buy, all right, always a buy, but it has to go above OP, okay? Now, if the KSI is red in color, then definitely take profit at KTR plus 1 will be the smart choice to do, okay? You have to take profit at KTR plus 1. Now, what if happen if the market goes below the pivot 1? Then there will be some selling. There will be some selling. The market will go easily to KTR minus 1. So you can see the tone of my voice, the way I explain this is that if the market goes below OP, going down to KTR minus 1 is going to be an easier thing to do, because why? The KSI is red. But if the market stay above OP, right, then the first target profit with KTR plus 1. So you can see that I'm actually telling you that if you go downside, it's much easier to achieve the KTR minus 1 profit level. So got the idea now? Okay, if you've got the idea, let's look at the 5-minute chart. Let's take a look. Wow, look at the movement. Indeed, it really gapped out, right? Yeah, in there, and it really came down all the way to KTR minus 1 already. Wow. The KTR minus 1 is already been given, okay? So we haven't even go down to pivot 1 yet. So you cannot do anything at the moment. You just have to wait for a while. Don't engage into anything. Observe the market, okay? Observe the market. China A50 right now is still trading a bit lower, but it's still about 40 minutes away from the opening bell of the Chinese cash market. So we just wait for a while. So don't run to it. Let's watch the market closer, okay? Okay, so we wait for that. We go back to the US market, okay? Now for the US market, I tell you today's MLP. Let's take a look. This is today's MLP. Let me take a look. Okay, today's MLP will be here. And that's 35,036. Okay, the MLP for today will be 35,036 level. As long as the market stays above MLP, it's still going to go up. Now, I keep on reminding you guys is that the Jerome Powell and friends are still going to pump in the $120 billion for at least 3 more months. So if you look at what 3 more months means, that means that every month, look at the Dow Jones. You see that the last 3 months, I mean, let's put on to say this is like okay, let me just show to you. This is like 1 month. This is like 2 months. This is 3 months. So let's say from this point here to this point here, although it's like not so much higher, but still the Dow Jones went up by 1,000 point. 1,000 point. We have periodic sell down. Yes, we have. But the end of the day is the Dow Jones up by 1,000 points. So the average is about up by 350 points on average. So if Jerome Powell and friends are still going to buy up the market, right, I would sincerely advise you on this. Every pullback will be a significant buy because Jerome Powell and friends are buying. So you look at it now, right, every time when the Dow Jones drop by this magnitude, right, the market will rebound. So let's just do a very simple mathematics here, okay? There's a simple mathematics here. Okay, everybody stay tuned. This is going to be a very informative session. Okay, so the high to the low. So whenever the high to the low, the Dow Jones dropped by 1,800 points. In this case, the market rebounded. Okay, 1,800 points. Okay, just take note of that, 1,008. Then the next one was from this high to this low. You realize that it's also 1,008, 1,856. Interesting, right? So the thing is this, of course, you do expect when the market dropped by 1,008, you want to see some buying. But this time around, the market dropped only 1,003, then, or maybe 1,004 then, okay, maximum of it, then it rebounded. So in short, from the highest point to the lowest point, you have three incidents whereby the market dropped 1,008, dropped 1,008, dropped 1,004, the market rebounded. And every time when because there's a huge sell-off, you can see that every time there's a huge sell-off, the next day, if it comes with a white candle, a strong big white candle, you notice that it's the plunge protection thing came in. And by the end of the day, it will have the upside. Can you see that, the upside? Can you see that? This is something that I need you guys to understand that we have Jerome Powell and friends, they are always buying into the market. So that's why any pullback of significant sort, you can consider doing that, okay? Now, the only thing is this, as you can see right now, the more that why I'm worried at the moment, since I don't need to buy at high, is because every time you realize that the key turning point, one of them is because it broke the MA30. Because it broke the MA30. So whenever the market breaks the MA30, right, the market will do sell off. That's why today I need to tell you that the MA30 for today will be at 34,823. At least this number, you just take note of that. Now every day the moving average will change. Every day, we may see a new number, but at least you know exactly now that what to do and what to look out for. Okay? And very interestingly now, there is this 95% mark happen to be coincide with the MA200. Okay, so whether is it by coincidence, is it something to tell us? We will let the market decide. But do take note again, every time the market down by 1,300 points, the market usually will bounce up. Okay, so please take note of that. All right, this is something that you must remember. Okay, so that will be the Dow daily chart. Now the Dow weekly chart is still the same. You can see incredibly last Friday, the market closed just marginally enough to stay above my short-term trend line. So that's the reason why I keep on leaving this trend line. This trend line has been with me for like 5-7 weeks already, right? I mean, showing you guys, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks here, correct? 7 weeks already, and it's still doing that. Now, of course, the only thing is that the magnitude is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Indeed, the trading magnitude is getting smaller. So conventionally, we will see a magnitude getting smaller, right? It's just a matter of time we can see some earth-moving movement. That is what technical analysis tells you, right? When the market basically squeezed at the top or squeezed at the bottom, usually we may see some reversal movement. That's why I cannot deny this. I'm definitely getting a bit jittery with whatever I'm seeing right now. because the companies that has been pumped up recently, the FAANGs, are not performing despite their sterling performance in their earnings. So that's the reason why I say traders need to go very, very slow right now. Okay, very, very important. Huh? All right, morning to you, Jerry, Gary, Azar. Okay, all right. So that is my first thing to talk about that. Okay, so then look at the Dow Jones now, but look at the China market first. Okay, China A50 is now trading slightly lower down to the 61 point level that I mentioned earlier, but it's still early to call. We will see how it goes. Hang Seng now is trading down. Hang Seng is trading down. Initially came down all the way to KDR -1 and instantly rebounded. All right, now if Hang Seng is continue the selling, which is not very nice, if Hang Seng breaks below the pivot 1, Hang Seng will easily come down to this point, and that'll be 25,880. Okay, that is if, let's say, it breaks below the pivot 1, then we should see going down to 25,880 level. Okay, so traders, you just have to take notice of that. Okay, 25,880. Okay, now that is Hang Seng, and let's look at the NASDAQ. Now NASDAQ, wow, look at it again and again and again. We have seen this happening before, and it happened again. Last Friday, NASDAQ came down, right? And then once it hit the MA30 at 14,826, I remember telling you that, straight away the NASDAQ rebounded. Look at it instantly. That means it's up by 180 points, just like this. So that's the reason why it is very important to take note of the MA30. Now, of course, today number is no longer 14826. Today, a new number, everybody write it down. The new number for the NASDAQ is 14862. Can someone write it down for me? 14862 will be the NASDAQ MA30. Now, this MA30, you really, really need to take note, because we have seen the miracle of this every time the market touches it and doesn't go below and go back above. It's a buy. It is proven and proven and proven. This is something that you must understand, not because we are good, it's because the market is utilizing it. So there's two sides of it again. If the market, thank you very much, Mavis. All right. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Eric. All right. Every time the NASDAQ touches the number, it will always rebound. So there's two things to remember this. Number one, it will rebound. So you have to have faith in it and you go into that. Number two, if it rebound, you'll be good. If it doesn't, there will be a problem. Now, that's something that I share over the weekend with the GM12 students. I say this, what should happen must happen. If it doesn't, the opposite will happen. That means that if, let's say, by default, the market hit the MA30, it should recover, and it must recover. But if it doesn't recover, means something will be bad. The opposite impact will come in. So that's why this number 14,862. Thank you, Eric, Brian, Mavis, who wrote it down. Morning to you, Henry. All right, this is something that you have to take note of. That the market has to stay above 14,862 for the NASDAQ. As long as the NASDAQ stays above that, there's no real concern. Okay, still no real concern. MLP is there. The market is doing very good. Where these two lines come from? Where? This must be the BNB lines. Okay, the BNB lines are these two guys. Let me just correct myself. Okay, this is the BNB line. Okay, and this is MLP. Okay. All right. So for the NASDAQ, everything looks good. So no worry on that. No worry. Yeah, MLP, yeah. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Eric. All right, so that is the NASDAQ at the moment right now. So we'll watch this play as it progresses. Okay, so that is the NASDAQ. So for today's NASDAQ, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. For today, Hang Seng didn't go down, pivot 1, recovering, back, trying to go back above 4P. We'll see how it goes. Just another few more minutes for the cash market to open. For the Dow Jones, I do that? Yeah, sorry, I didn't do the Dow. Okay, so my bad. Let's do the Dow Jones first. Now, Dow Jones yesterday Friday, sorry, my bad. Friday, Dow Jones supposed to be a CCYR, right? CCYR. Now, by right, today should go down, right? By right. The black candle, not BNB. Oh, okay, I thought I did NASDAQ. Okay, now, sorry, yeah. Okay, so the Dow Jones supposed to be a CCYR. Supposed to sell today, but the KSI you can see is definitely green all the way for a long list of time. So that's why when the market stays above OP, you cannot short based on the rule. And now it's seemingly changing over to a CCRY. So which means that if today, if the Dow Jones stay in this manner, tomorrow will be a buy. So traders take note that tomorrow. But of course, if the market later on comes back down and go below OP, then by default, we can sell the Dow Jones on CCYR on a day chart. So traders, just take note of that. Today's opening price is 34,992. So we are like already 100 points away from it. So the buying forces is definitely still there, strongly still there in the market. Okay, so take note of that. Huh? Okay, so we have the Dow Jones as still very positive. Everything looks good. So that is my point here today. As long as Dow Jones stay above OP and above pivot 1, it's a buy. So now we have a classic case right now. As long above OP, above pivot 1, it's a buy. So the Dow Jones do have upside potential. It has to stay above pivot 1, which is 35,096. This is very, very important. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the market. Let's take a look right now. Hold on. Some messages coming in again. Okay, all right, settle that. Okay, so let's sound the NASDAQ, not BNB. Oh, is it? Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad. The black candle is not BNB, correct? Thank you, Colin. So the BNB that is nearest to us is where is nearest to us? Okay. Am I having some parallax error? Do you have any BNB here? Yeah, we don't have, right? Only the white candle. Okay, so this is the only BNB that is still available there. Thank you, Colin, for bringing up. Okay, this is the nearest BNB, right? Yeah, this is the nearest one. That's why the market still wants staying above the BNB RL level. Okay, all right. Thank you, Colin, for highlighting that. That's why we need we need you guys. See, that's why. The beauty of TWB system is that once you teach already, right, everybody will know what to pick it up from, and there's no way to be different. It's being shared how BNB look like, it will be how it should be looked like. Okay, cannot change that. Okay, thank you, Colin. Okay, let's look at the Dow Jones again. Sorry, the Dow Jones is still trading higher right now. It's trading above OP right now, above pivot 1. So traders, the Dow could go higher today, yeah? So just take note of that on terms of charts wise, okay? NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ today is a CCRY, so it's a buy. So it's a very interesting thing, right? The Dow Jones is a CCYR, the NASDAQ is a CCRY. So again, there's some different movement here. So by right, NASDAQ today is a buy, above OP, it's a buy already, and because it's above pivot 1 also, it's a buy. So that's why NASDAQ this morning, right, once it opens straight away, it goes up. The only thing that is holding it back is because the KSI happened to be red in color. The KSI is red in color. So that means that if you buy for the day chart, you just have to reduce your final lot size. That's for day chart trading. For those who are doing intraday trading, then you just have to take smaller position as it climbs, okay? Meaning that you can buy, but you can reduce the position, or you can take profit as it goes up, meaning KTR +1, +2, +3. When you see, you take profit, okay? So let's just try it today. Example, if you say this morning you tried on the NASDAQ, right? So this morning, NASDAQ, if you had tried to trade on it this morning, there's no CCRY available, but there's one right here. Can you see this? So which means that just now in the morning, you can try to buy a CCRY, and you can take your first profit already by KTR +1, because as I said, the day chart KSI happened to be red in color. So it's a prudent step to take profit as and when. So at least you know what to do. You can buy because it's above OP, above pivot 1. But more importantly, why take profit? It's because the KSI day chart is red in color. Okay? Are we clear with this? If everybody is clear and how to understand this, please key number 1 right now. Please key number 1 right now. By the way, I'm seeing on the chart, I'm seeing that it seems that gold is trading down. Gold is trading down to 1810. Earlier was higher. All right, so that's why we book our profit at 1820. Was now on hindsight looks pretty decisive, right? Okay, all right, thank you very much. There's 66 of you online, so can I have more participation? Thank you, Eric, Angeline, Gary, Fred, and David. I just took my jab yesterday, Moderna, so I'm kind of like, yeah, indeed, without feeling like, yeah, a bit of high feeling. Tired, high, without feeling. Today got so much thing to do. Yeah, today my workload is crazy. I just saw my itinerary to do today. Oh my God, so many meetings back to back. Yeah, because I just came back from QO, right? So much thing to do. All right, so S&P 500. Now, S&P 500 today is a beautiful day. Doji day followed by a directional day. That's why you can see that the S&P 500 now is trading higher. Okay, trading higher now. Doji day followed by directional day. So it seems like it's going to move higher. There is a very good chance that S&P 500 might be even going down to 4430 level. Now, at the moment now, we can see that the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, both of them are moving higher, but incredibly, at the same time, the Hang Seng is off the high. So it's like a bit of really seemingly the funds are still pouring into the America side. So that's the reason why you can see the market is going up relentlessly into America. Okay, so what we have right now, we have MA30, we have the MLP for today. Okay, hold on, MLP for today is here. So we should have a very good directional day today because the MLP, the Doji is beautiful. So usually when the market Doji beautifully like this, then the market as long as stay above OP, it will be upside. Okay, it will be upside day for the market. All right, so traders, please take note of that. This is going to be very critical, very important number to watch out for. Okay, all right, that is S&P 500. So let's look at S&P chart over here. Now S&P day chart. We have very classic buy, very beautiful, above OP, above OP, above OP, above pivot 1 is a buy. So 4402, above it is a buy already, all right? Above it is a buy already. So what you can see right now is that, can you see that? Above OP, above pivot 1, straight away the market has been going up, all right? It's been going up. So that's the point I'm saying that when the market is really that bullish, you really cannot fight with it, okay? Really, don't even bother to do that. But again, I say you just have to take note that the KSI is green for today. So that's why for this particular trade S&P, you can take profit easily at KTR +1 and even +2. You can try on that, okay? So today we have three different markets, have three different styles. We have the Dow Jones and the CCYR, but now it's trading up. We have the NASDAQ, the CCRY is trading up. Then we have the S&P 500 now. It's already been up for a few days, and today the KSI flipped to green. So there's three different market, three different styles, three different playing methods. You just have to go with the flow, okay? You just have to go with the flow and trade accordingly, right? Three different market, three different momentum, three different way of trading it. So you have to be you have to be very careful in your trading. Don't just say that, oh, I buy S&P, I'll buy Dow Jones. It doesn't work that way, okay? The Dow Jones can fall, the S&P can go up. Remember that. Although they are all intertwined, but it doesn't mean that they are the same, okay? This is very important that I need to clarify and inform you, all right? Now the cash market has opened for the Hong Kong. We can see now the Hong Kong market showing some form of profit taking again. Okay, so now Hong Kong is trading now below. Wow, that's a big sell-off. Now if it's going down, so most likely Hang Seng will be trading towards the 25,880 level. Most likely is going there. So traders who have some position there, you may want to take some profits when it comes to 25,880. Okay, if you are shorted for whatever reason, then 25,880, you should consider to buy back your position, okay? Do consider doing that. Well, we are just a few more points away. Let's see whether can we go live right now to just show it to you. The KSI is red, but generally the S&P, Dow Jones, NASDAQ are still pretty strong. So you need a little bit more push down factor. China A50 now, China A50 is down to below 14,966. That's not a good sign. So which means that if, let's say, later on the US market do sell off, I do suspect that the Hang Seng, not only it will go down to this point, it may go down further, and this is where the level will be at 25,796. This is already be potentially there. All right, so that is what we are looking at. But as I say, the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones is still very positive, so we need to wait for a while, okay? All right, that's Hang Seng for you. Let's look at the DAX, shall we? Now the DAX, we have been saying that the MA30 is very, very important to the DAX, and you can see right now is literally leeching on it. All right, the last 6-7 days, the NASDAQ, the DAX have been staying all along around this area. So in terms of moving average, it hardly really moved. But in terms of momentum, all right, it's like every down wave that's buy up. So undeniable for today. Okay, for today, the MLP will be here. Okay, MLP, and it's somewhere very near to the MA30, very near to the MA30. So I'm just going to tell myself that if the market stays above MA30 today, and number will be 15,571, as long as it stays above that, the DAX will still be going upwards. Okay, so we will look at the DAX later on at 15,571 as a form of a resistant maintain support from now on. Okay, so that is DAX. Then of course we look at our next market, Nikkei. Now Nikkei has recovered today. It's trading up. Okay, trading up, and the MLP is here. All right, the MLP is here. So this morning Nikkei recovered above MLP, and now it's trading upwards. Okay. Now Nikkei, usually when it go upward, is because the dollar is moving. So the dollar strengthened, it will be always good for the Nikkei. So that's why last Friday we saw the dollar strengthen. So plus the market now recovering, so definitely it will bring up the Nikkei higher. This is the usual thing that you can see from the Nikkei. Okay, all right. So that is Nikkei for you. If you look at the Nikkei chart right now, okay, Hang Seng has recovered again. So it's like, wow, very, very choppy market today. The buying and selling is going everywhere. Okay, for Nikkei today, well, you can see very clearly, the opening price is above the pivot 1. Very, very clear. That's a very standard way of buying. Above OP, above pivot 1 is a buy. And of course, the TSCB, which is for PTP student, TSCB today, the turnaround point is still at 27,487. So this morning, today, if you buy the Nikkei, as long as Nikkei stays above OP, it's a buy. So wow, look at it, beautiful Nikkei. Nikkei this morning, when you look at it, this morning the opening price is here. This is the pivot 1. So when the Nikkei go up first initially, you wait for a while. When it pull back, it hits the OP beautifully, recovers with a BNB. Oh my goodness, BNB plus CCRY plus above pivot 1. Definitely is a buy. And of course, if you follow rules, you will have made money on the Nikkei. So again, I say my point. The reason why I say we can definitely TWB and go international is that it's the same thing regardless, whether you're in Singapore, you're in Japan, or Hong Kong, it can be utilized. Everybody can use the same indicator to make money from the market. This is proven and proven again on MAO so many times. And that's the reason why I believe that we have really got a lot of room to go in terms of upside. So guys, please continue to support TWB. You know that it's working. You just have to follow the rules, okay? All right, so this is incredible. All right, so now we just cross back again. China F50 is still trading below the 61.8, but I just saw Hang Seng is off the low right now. Hang Seng is off the low. So why is that so? Because we can see in the day chart, the Dow Jones is still at a high level. The NASDAQ is also near the high level. The S&P 500 is also at a high level. So everything on the US equity side, the US futures are all positive. So that's why for the remaining market, it's going to be very difficult to come down, even though it's supposed to come down based on the relevance of them, but the US futures is actually holding up the market. So unless the US market later on do pull back, then things may change altogether. All right, so I covered all the US equity market. All right, hopefully you get an idea and you know what to do for today. I already tell you why should you be bullish on the US equity market. All right, I already tell you and reminded you. Okay, so we have that now. Let's look at the commodity market, which is the precious metal. Let's look at gold. Now, take a look. Precious metal day to day, the MLP for gold is actually somewhere around at 1821 level. So 1820 is the MLP of the weekly chart. I'll show you that later. But very clear now today, gold seemingly have some selling pressure, and now it's actually holding itself. You can see that again, now it's holding itself at MA 200 level. So what is happening right now is that the market has to stay above the MA 200 level. It has to stay so that it can find a base. Now 1809, we used it before. We did mention that it has to be it must hold. If it doesn't hold, then the market will sell. So need to take note of that. I'm trying to change the color to make something much easier to read. Okay, so 1809 is a very important level to watch out for. Okay, then of course we have the MA 30. The MA 30 is somewhere near here today, slightly higher now, 1805. So everybody write it down somewhere. 1809 is the very, very important support for gold today. The second support that's even more critical will be 1805. So which means that on hindsight now, I'll tell you this, or foresight in fact, 1809 has to stay. If not, it will drop to 1805. Now 1805 must stay. If the market loses 18052, then I can tell you very easily the market will fall and it may go down all the way. I think there'll be one level here first before that. Yeah, there'll be one level here, which is here, this point here. It will fall all the way to 1797. 1797. Then we look at the worst level to go will be 1787. Okay, so there are four numbers to watch out for: 1809, 1805, 1797, and 1787. Okay, got it? Can someone key that for me? These are the key the four technical points that the market has to stay to prove its upside. If not, the downside will bring it down. That's the reason why I share with you 1820 is so critical. If it cannot stay above, then we could see some selling. Okay, so these are the four numbers to watch out for. Now, if gold can stabilize above 1809 and recover, then I can tell you easily 1821 or 1820 will be the first resistance. Okay, so at least we know the upside and downside of this particular market right now. Okay, all right, clear? Okay, thank you. Thanks, Carl. All right, appreciate that. Okay, so we have the gold direction, but you can see it's still consolidating around this area. And I've been telling you guys that gold should be consolidating for another while, not so fast. Okay, I shared that with you. And you can see that this is a 1820 marker, the one that I mentioned to you, very strong. Whenever the gold go up to 1820, you can see for 3 weeks already. Every time when gold hit 1820, look at this one here, 3 weeks 1820. Whenever the gold go up to 1820, it do go higher, but every time after that, they will pull back. And this is not going to be the first time doing that. It was already 3 times already, right? So normally when the market failed to cross a certain area and then like 3 resistance point already for 3 weeks in a row, usually the traders will give up and this may bring gold down lower. So that's why I say that if you ask me technically, I kind of believe that gold may be going down more. But that also pretext that if the dollar continue to rise also. Okay, so traders, you need to take note of that. 1820, very strong resistance on the weekly chart. Very, very strong. Okay, so we have the conventional. Let's look at the TWB chart. Now today we don't have a good, today is not a good trading day for those who are buying gold because very clear today is below OP, below P2, right? Below OP, below P2, what do you expect to see? Guys, below OP and below P2, what do you expect to see? Can you write down for me, all my students? Below OP, below P2, what do you expect to see from gold today? All right, please key your answer right now into the group chat so that I can see that you guys know what to do for gold. Yes, correct. Model answer, Brian, it is CCYR cell, okay? CCYR cell, exactly, Gary. Yes, indeed, Fred. So we couldn't, yeah, sell is not wrong, but just that the better, the model answer will be CCYR sell, okay? At least you know what to do, okay? Yeah, sell is not enough. Okay, excellent, Vincent, Michael, and Janet, you guys got it all correct. So that's the reason why this morning, this gold, if you realize that this morning gold cannot go up, because already when the market opened with the if you believe in the TWB system, when the opening price open, you already know that today is not going to be a good day for long. So how can we go long for gold? Sorry, today the only way to go long is if it goes above OP. Because even though the KSI is green, right, but it's still pressured down by the P2. So if you really insist to buy gold, right, then I'll tell you this, look out for KTR -1, -2, and -3, and it must come with a BNB. It must come with a BNB. So if this market goes down later, but it doesn't show you any support with BNB, to buy will carry risk. To buy will carry risk, okay? So if you look at the chart today, you'll notice a few things. Number one, if the gold stays down, you can see now this is a BNB, right? It already informed you there's a BNB right here, and that's why gold trades lower now, okay? Now there's a KCX at the moment, but you have no color change yet, so you have to wait for a while. So if the market really goes down, if you hit the KDR -1 and rebound, if there's BNB involved, you can try to buy. But I'll tell you this again, with the pivot on top and the below OP, traders will still have a lot of selling pressure. So the upside is going to be limited, okay? All right, so watch out for this. If the price goes lower, then of course you can buy from this point or so at 1799, which is KTR -2, okay? Now, today, interesting, our pivot 2 and our KTR +2 is actually a same line, a stack. This is called a stack. A stack means that, right, if the market goes up, right, it will be drawn like a magnet towards it. So who knows, if something dramatic changes, then the dollar starts to sell down, then gold may shoot up all the way to this point here at 1828. So of course, as long as the market have no longer the reason to sell, it means that if the market can cross OP, then there is a possibility that the market can go all the way to 1828. So this is something that you just have to keep in your mind. Downside now, definitely because it's below OP, below pivot 2. But the upside is because the KSI is green. So only if we see really good support coming in, or the market cross above OP, that means that the selling reason is no longer valid, then maybe gold can go up, okay? So that is not the burst of bubble or the gold bucks, but I'm just telling you that this is what we're seeing day to day. Okay, so that's very, very clear. So please, if you need to revise this replay again, you can come back to the replay and watch it again. Okay, I just saw Hang Seng dropping down further. Wow, Hang Seng dropping down further. It's now near the day low at 25,828. That means that it went below the level that I mentioned, 25,880, right? Wow, it went down below already. 25,880, it went below. So that means that it is going to come down towards this point here, and that's 25,796 level. All right, that's something that I say, and I can see the Dow is coming off a little bit, the NASDAQ is off the high. So that's the reason why we can see this selling off. And of course, if I'm not wrong, the China A50 should be down too, and indeed it's down. Wow, it's down to 14,815 already. So morning was at 15,044. Now it's down by almost 250 points from the opening price. No, this is not a good sign. This is definitely not a good sign for the Chinese equity market. Okay, so that is the gold. Let's look at silver right now. Now silver, the MA30 is the main hindrance. You can see for 2 days in a row, whenever the silver hit 25.58, silver pullback, okay? So $25.58. Every time it goes there, every time it pull back. So I'm not half surprised today. We are seeing the same thing right now. This morning, the silver touches it, okay? And now it's coming down again. Now for silver, we all know that silver is going to be more for speculation, all right? Really meant for speculation. To buy and hold silver, you can do it. I told you there's 3 numbers you can look out for. It's $25, buy a little bit. $24, buy a bit more. $23, buy a lot more. Then you just keep it. All right, of course, someone will ask me this, Kel, $22 can buy or not? $21 can buy or not? Of course, 22 can buy a bit even more. 21 can buy lots more. $20 can buy more and more, okay? My point is this, when the price is low, you can buy and keep. it doesn't change much of fact. It's just like telling you now, if I say now Bitcoin is at 35,000 example, 30,000 at time, and I did say if you're going to buy Bitcoin 30,000, just buy a little bit and keep, because if you go lower, you can buy more. So now Bitcoin is 43,000, you ask me, you can buy now, right? It's the same thing asking you why at 30,000 you don't buy. So you buy things at the cheap so that you don't mind keeping it, and the downside potential is not there, okay, not that strong. So the same thing now asking me, can silver buy at 24, 23, 22, 21, 20? I'll say that every $1 lower, we can buy a bit more, okay? Can buy a bit more. So this is something that you must remember what I just said. All right, if not, I'll be repeating myself like a broken recorder. You don't like it, I also don't like it. Okay, silver for the day chart right now, the opening price is between the pivot 1 and pivot 2, but KSI is red, so naturally, if the market stays below pivot 2, there will be some selling. So now, below OP, there's some selling. So now we can see that there's KTR -1 at $25.31. So if silver is to go down, it should go down. It will come down to 25.30. Okay, and then that is where maybe there's some form of support. But because the day chart is red in color, there is a possibility for silver to trade even lower to maybe KTR -2. So traders, you just have to take note of that. Because gold today is below OP, below pivot 2, right? So if gold do come down later, silver will naturally do that. So silver, my point is this, there is a possibility to see 25.14 if the market breaks below KTR -1. Okay, all right, so that is the gold and silver. I'll be opening the silver group chat very soon. At the moment now, not many people took out silver, about 6 or 7 of you guys. We're still open a group chat, we see how it goes. If things pick up, then of course we leave the silver group alone as our another group. But if let's say the activity is not that great, then we may combine gold and silver group together. We see how it goes, we will see, not that immediate, we will see how it goes as develop of that. Okay, so gold and silver, done deal. Last one, crude oil. Now, crude oil, surprisingly, it went up to $23.90 on Friday. Then now it's trading down. Not too sure what is causing this to come down. I don't see any news. Colin, have you seen any news on the crude oil? I mean, normally crude oil don't move in the morning, so it's quite interesting to see this. So, well, the only thing that can bring crude oil down on a Monday morning likely is because there's some liquefying of position. Okay, so that is the only thing I can think of, because I don't see crude oil moving early in the morning. So for crude oil today, as long as crude oil stays above $72, it's still rather okay. All right, but we're only 60 cents away, so we have to look at it very closely. And if you look at the crude oil in terms of the chart view, let's take a look right now. For the day chart on crude oil today is now trading at the pivot 2 at 72.59. Wow, okay. That means that if crude oil goes down below 72.59, by right is a CC, it's below OP and below P2, then any CCYR intraday can short. But the only thing is that the KSI is green. So which means that even it comes down to KTR -1 to -3, we should see some artificial support. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. Okay, here we go. The market is now trading below pivot KTR -1 already, and it's approaching KTR -2, and it's trading below the P2. So which means that if crude oil is to go lower, it will go down to this point, and this is 71.91. Okay, my personal take is 71.91 is going to be possible. 71.91, I think it's very possible. And we are looking at that right now, 71.91 level. Now remember, the day chart is still green, so if the market do come down to 71.91, if it comes down, then traders do take profit. Okay, do remember to take profit. Okay, because the KSI is still green in color. Okay, so I've completed all the commodities. I mean, the metals, and I talk about the equity market. So I finished up all my charts. Hope you like the session. All right, usually the technical side take about 1 hour. Yeah, that's how we cover this. Okay, so that's done for now. Let's go back to the news. Okay, so if you guys have enough, you think you heard enough, you want to leave, no problem. If those want to look at news, you can watch on. Now today, the alternate market views is quite a bit. So you guys may want to stay tuned if you are interested to see what I have to offer. All right. Thank you, King Ha, once again for the lovely coffee. Okay, let's go. Now we have all the FAANG stocks results. Okay, all of them were good, except that the market didn't really like. So we have Amazon coming down quite a fair bit, and later on in the alternate market views, I'll be covering the FAANG's counter, and you will get to see why you need to know something more. Now in PTP, we have this indicator called KRW, all right, Cal Reversal Warning. This is something that I've used the KTR to extract the essence of KTR to replot it into the chart. Now we don't really talk much about it because it is more for long term. And also because it's more for people who really, believe in the KTR. So if you like what you just heard, stay tuned and you may want to know more. Okay, so what we have today, we have, these are the counters. Honestly, I don't really recognize them. Continental, NXP, Upbeat, at best, Arista, all this company, honestly, I don't know them, right? So maybe it will help you if you know, okay? But then for me itself, right, I think this is the one, BP, Philips, these are the one that people will be more into it. Then on Wednesday, Fastly maybe, all right? Then after that, Thursday is Square, definitely we know. And after that, Friday, we have Bearings, but still, I think this week itself, basically all nothing big lah. The big one is all last week already, also have came out already. So the question is this, if the big guns are making good earnings, but yet their numbers are not fantastic, the smaller one, right, what will happen to them? So that is a very interesting question to ask yourself. All right, Susan go live every day. She will go live from Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Night session, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right. Now we may reduce Friday. So Susan will take more time, take a break. So I'll speak to Susan aside so that she only be doing it like probably, 5 to 7 times per week. Because every day she do, I also scared that she can do some fatigue. So I'll talk to her and we'll get back to you on this. But at least for now, it's still Monday to Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Wednesday, and night be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But this will change. We'll update you guys later today. All right. So for our TWB physical class, yes, physical class means we will go to a hotel or we do it in an office, depending the number of people, but it's increasing. Yes, our professional trading program is going to start on the 14, 15, 16. Now, you know that every time when I do one PTP, I'll give you all my best. I'll tell you a lot of stuff, but the problem is this, I only can do it like once in 3 months. Every time I do one PTP, it really will exhaust all my energy, and usually take about 3 days to 1 week to recover from that. So you will have version 3.9 like this to tell you where are the technical points to watch out for. And of course, people are signing up. We have Andrew, we have Leroy, we have Gan, we have Basil yesterday, we have Farah and Vincent all coming in, right? So more and more people see the value of PTP, right? And I think that the market right now, you need to have something extra so that you can take advantage of the market. But again, please understand this. PTP in cheap is $3,000, but of course, you ask me, can we bring back the money? I will tell you the answer is yes. I can't say it's meant for everybody, but people who comes, they should be able to benefit, okay? So contact Susan if you need to register, all right? Do it ASAP so that you can get the version 3.9 to activate it and watch the market. Now, this is the thing that I've been holding back because we want to make sure that we are ready for it, and finally, we are ready. So this is the difference between the price at 1688 and the 2888. So let me explain this to you short. First of all, the price has revised to 2888, okay, and it's bundled with the crypto workshop content. So which means for 2888, you get to learn TWB system and you get crypto content. And on top of that itself, right, this time round, I will teach it myself personally. Like yesterday, I just finished the GM12 coaching 9 hours marathon. All right, it's really not easy, but I have done it. Quite cool. Okay, so this is taught by me personally. All right, every month, one on a Saturday, I will teach it for 9 hours. But if you miss it, don't worry. You can watch a replay. Okay, you will watch a replay. So that is what you will have it. Okay, watch a replay. Then of course, the topics are the same, but we added one more MLP into it. So that's why it's now 12 topics. And the credits is now different, okay? The credits now is like this. Now, previously, you're given 4 markets for 3 months, right? That means you must take up 4 markets for 3 months. Now we change. Now we give you 24 credits directly. That means that you can use it in any way, any form. You want to do all the way Dow Jones and all the way Dow Jones. You just have to contact Ben to ask whatever you want because it's given to you 24 credits, okay? But still, after 24 credits, you've exhausted it, you need to pay at $96 per month. Market-wise, everything the same, except that now I'm informing you we have Hong Kong stock coming out soon. All right, silver is already in place. Now, last time, whenever you subscribe, you get to go to the respective market Telegram group, right? Now, no, you're entitled to go into all of them. You're entitled to go to all of them if you pay the 2,888 package. You can go to all Telegram, or it's that by default you are already in, okay? Of course, you'll be coined as GM12, all right? And then after that, if the group get bigger, you go to GM13 and so forth, right? Now, the rest of the stuff, like you can get to do my look MAO, everything that is as per normal. This is the few add-on. You are not entitled to 3 physical gathering. Now, every month we're supposed to have gathering, right, to do revision. But because of the COVID, we don't dare to do it. But of course, when time goes later, maybe later on, when things get a little bit controlled, we'll restart our revision again, okay? All right, but this time around, you're entitled to 3 sessions. You don't need to pay. You can come and join us whenever we go for it. And of course, you have 1 free one-to-one consultation with me, either through Zoom or in person, choice, 1 hour, okay? Then, of course, you get discount for PTP, all right? And last but not least, right, this is something that we're looking at around, is the Telegram trading alert, whereby the system automatically devises for you all the BNB triggered trades, all right? I'll talk about this more later this week when we are really fully done. It's still coming up. We are already trying out now, but there's still some bugs here and there. It's not easy to get it live and then pump it to you instantly within the minute. So that means that if now you see a CCRY and it's a BNB and it triggers something, wow, the system automatically sends to you the signal. So you don't need to even be online. If you're on this channel, the Telegram ding dong buzz you, right, you can straight away know that there's a trading call. And you know that, people like us will be involved. You can also join in the fun by trading together. So this is also be given free. Yes, free. You don't need to pay for it. Yeah, free, as long you're in the 288 package. Now, of course, let's say you guys are asking me, Cal, I'm not in the 288 package. I'm an old student right now. What will I get? Don't worry. I'll let you know the list, okay, later. What will you all get from all here itself, okay? Some of the things we can give it to you, okay? I'll update you all guys later. Now, because it's a transition stage, plus also, I was away, then the team was asking me, Cal, for students who want to refer friends, all right, can they still go for 1688? Now, the thing is this, we have decided, okay, special 10 days for you guys, 10 days, which means that now if public member find us, the price is 2888, okay, and they'll get all these benefit. Okay, to get all this benefit. But if let's say you want to bring friends in, but you want them to only pay 1688, but they only get this side of benefit, okay, this side one, not this side, then the all benefits, right? Yes, we will give it to you right at 1688 until 12th of August, which means that, right, if you still want your friend to join you at 1688, taking the 1688 package, you can do that for only TWB referral. That means that you must be a TWB referral, then you can entitled to come at 1688. Okay, but I remind, 1688 will get 1688 package. You cannot tell me, take care, I pay 1688 but get the 2888 package. No such things. Okay, all right. So that is the reason why I say that it all depends on you, which one you prefer. Okay, thank you, Michael. Yeah, indeed, to me, it's a very good package for the 2888. But of course, I leave it to you to decide, okay, which is better for you. So students, if you want to bring a friend in or 2888, okay, they get all these benefits. If you want to bring your friends for the 1688, you're still entitled to that until 12th of August ends. So which means that from 12th of August, that's it. No more 1688 already. Last chance, all don't have already. Okay, so guys, take note of that. Okay, thank you. Now for this coming week, we have a very impactful data, okay, for the week. All right, so let's take a look, everybody. By the way, Hong Kong has just go down below 25,800. We just saw Hong Kong going down further, and I already told you guys most likely Hong Kong will go down. So it's really happening. All right. U.S. market is also off the cuff right now. It's trading lower. Yeah, sorry to jump around, but that is what's happening right now in the market. So we have to be attentive to what's happening, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, so this week, big week, we have the ISM data tonight at 10 p.m. Sorry, not 10 p.m. Oh, I forgot to change the time. Oh, my bad. Sorry. I'll update this later. But we have ISM data, okay, tonight. Then on Wednesday, we have the ADP numbers, then ISM manufacturing, then the crude inventories. That's Wednesday. Thursday, initial jobless claim, and of course, non-farm payroll. Non-farm payroll comes again, all right? So again, we're going to go through another incredible time with non-farm payroll. So the question is Cal, this time non-farm payroll, will we be involved? Do we have a Zoom session? Yes, we will have a Zoom session. Okay, so let's enjoy this together with non-farm payroll. Okay, all right. Then, okay, then after the unemployment rate. Okay, so today my ISM data. ISM data, I suspect that it will be something near to 60 today. My personal take, 60.1, my personal feel. Okay, won't have much changes because we don't see much change last month or so. Okay, so that's my personal view on today's month. But this week is definitely the big week. Big week. Usually, big week must be very careful. The market will be very volatile. Okay, well, a lot of messages coming in again. Okay, just give me a more sec. Okay, so we had the Dow Jones on Friday. It went up initially, then there was some profit taking all the way down, and then of course it rebounded towards the end, but still it was down 150 points. What's the reason? Well, let me explain this to you. Now the reason is because of Amazon. Amazon, yes, on Friday dropped really, and it dropped there and it stayed there. I mean, usually Amazon will recover, right? But it didn't really do that on Friday. So that's something that I will talk about this later, and this is actually very critical because Amazon does carry a bit of weight in the entire Dow Jones and S&P weightage. So for it not to be moving, right, it's actually a very dangerous sign. So that's why we'll talk about this later on. Just give me 1 minute. I need to text someone here. Okay, sorry, my bad. I need to just do some work here. Gosh, I'm always multitasking. You see that? Yeah, don't really like this feeling, but I have no choice. I have to do work. Need to bring the bacon back home. Just give me 1 more minute now, guys. Just let me finish up this. Okay, done. So sorry for that. Okay, so the S&P 500 closed lower on Friday because Amazon share goes down, but don't forget the S&P is up by 6 straight months in a row. Wow. Do you know that means from February onwards until July, every month the S&P is up? Really? Incredible, right? Really incredible stuff. So what happened? Let's take a look, okay? The reason is why the Dow went down is because Amazon down by 7.6%. That's a lot. 7.6% in a single day is a lot. Okay, so why? Because the first quarterly revenue missed in 3 years, first time it missed. So there's some saying that, right, because now Jeff Bezos is not around in a way and the company revenue goes down, they are quite jittery regarding about the future of Amazon. But you must understand, Amazon is still the biggest company in the world. So one of the biggest one in US actually. So this actually tells you that, right, you have to wait for and see what is the real reason what's happening there. And of course, we can see that there's some Delta variant going on. Again, America now asking some people in some states to put on their mask again, despite, you know, they have the vaccine. So that is another reason. And of course, we have the very important inflation data. We show already, right, the numbers are 3.5. Now, the market was doing at 3.6. And just because it came in 3.5, the market says good. Okay, I really don't know what to say, because Jerome Powell and friends are saying that 2% anything is higher is something not acceptable. But now we are seeing that it's way up by 3%, and it's still okay now. All right, the US GDP is up by 6.5, but it's much lower than the 8.4 that the Dow Jones estimate. So again, this is something very alarming, but the market just focus on the 3.5. So 3.6 to 3.5 to them is good sign. From 8.4 to 6.5, it's such a big number drop, it's still okay. So you see this how when the market want to be buying, it really doesn't matter. Okay, it really doesn't matter. All right, so let's watch this video regarding about what happened.
Welcome back to Fast Money. We've got another big week of earnings coming up next week. Among the companies reporting, Alibaba, GM, Uber, Square, DraftKings. So, which one are you watching? Nadine, what do you think? Mention Square. I think that people paint up the same brush as PayPal and Square. So you've got a little bit more of an attractive entry price. We're also seeing big countdowns on opinions that people are protecting this thing. And people learn a little bit more about how they're connecting their ecosystems. Our trading rate is about 235 to 275. So between now and Thursday, if we get it below the range, I think we'll be pretty asymmetric. And then several ways to play what they're doing. When we move up strategically, I think this is a great name to hold. Henry?
Well, you know, for me, I look at Uber, right? So what we see, particularly in the transportation space, we have this reopening, but then if you were that, there's no delivery. And we're seeing this in the private company level, a lot of action in the grocery delivery area. A lot of companies getting bought out, a lot of extra capital in there, and I want to see how Uber is going against that competition and how well they're doing against that competition. I think that'll be really interesting to see if they can expand their product line. FAANG had a forced liquidation a bunch of months ago, and it's done nothing but move sideways. It's building a base. I'm still in it. It's down from 100 items. It's trading around 37 to 45 for months now. I think this thing is getting ready to explode. I just want to see what they look like next week, but I'm staying in. I don't think the advances will take over. Yeah, I think the dance partners have been around and streaming, and everyone seems to have found a JV or a partner, and I think Biocom has a lot of assets there, and they should be the next one.
Now, I don't know what any of the traders are going to say when they ask which names that they're going to watch. I'm not looking for this Disney Alibaba.
I'm actually Alibaba, but I was focusing on mix of the I thought it was kind of interesting, and I actually the final trade last thing was reconciled. Alibaba's at 10% reconciled. And listen, obviously we know all the headlines. We don't know how it's going to pull out. The accuracy, the credit getting close here. The stock is down from 320. It got down to 180. I think a week or two ago. Had nicely bounced. I don't know. I don't think much of what they say is going to change anything that U.S. investors are going to sell in. Change the landscape. We need to see something from that path.
Now, what are you really going to say?
I find Uber really interesting. Uber's down 15% on the year. It's going to round from its highs earlier in the year. If you look at a place like New York City, and you look at the availability of Ubers, the prices of Ubers, it feels like a pandemic that business model to me. So I want to see it back up the levels from a couple months ago. Let's see if we go back.
Okay, guys, so that is what you hear from them. Do you think that Uber is a buy? Come on, let's just talk about this. Do you think that Uber is a buy right now? All right, what do you think? Is Uber a buy? Yes or no? Everybody. If you think Uber is a buy, please keep Uber buy. If you say Uber not a buy right now, then Uber sell. What do you think? All right, let me see what's the answer from you guys. All right. Now, if you ask me in terms of chart wise, I don't really like Uber chart. If you look at it, right? This is the, this is, yeah, we go. Yeah, this is the Uber chart. I don't really like it because We saw Uber was at about $30. Then after that, after the recovery, it went back to about $60, 62. Then at $62 now, from then on, and been coming down. Now the thing is this: we know that the U.S. economy is reopening and stuff like that. So this is the thing. But of course, some people argue that because of the reopening, it didn't really reopen. That's why Uber price going down. So if the economy in US reopens, then of course Uber price will go up. That's what this Needham is also talking about, right? But the thing is this. But the question is, let's say now if the variant is still continuing in America and the vaccine seems to have a little bit of not responding in a way, then I kind of suspect that, right, I still see Uber price coming down. My personal take is that Uber will still have more downside to go, and I suspect that this time round, it will go back here again to about $33. So that's my personal opinion. I can see now Uber by Eric says a buy, Fred say no, Gary no idea. So today Uber price is $43. Today is the 2nd of August. So my personal take is Uber should come back to $33. Then maybe you can try to buy $33, okay, or $35 at best. Okay, I'll put down there are two levels for you, 33 or 35. That's my personal take, okay, from the chart views and the fundamental view. All right, good. That's a good sharing over here. We have 62 of you guys still around. That's quite pretty cool. All right, so let's revisit what happened on Friday. A quick one on Friday. The KSI was green in color. The opening price was between the two pivot. By right, the market should go above OP to buy. But instead, the market go down. If it goes down, we know that the KTR -1 to -2 will be a good time to buy back your position, because that is how it works. And truth be told, when the Dow Jones opened, it did not stay up at all. Straight away, it goes down. That's why I hit the KTR -1 and been bouncing around the KTR -1 for the longest of time. Then after that, there's a BNB right here. Can you see that? There's a BNB on the CCRY. Bang, it went up. Okay, so every time when the market is going to go up or go down, you notice that there's always a BNB around that area. Surely have almost all the time. All right, but of course, once it hit the opening price, it failed. It came back down again, and that's why the entire day is pretty sideways, tracking around the pivot KTR -1 level for the Dow Jones. For gold was a spectacular one. I mentioned to you guys, the opening price of gold was really just below the pivot 2, and I say on Friday MAO, I said, that was my first statement I say about gold. Now, because the KSI is green, I thought that gold will survive and it will go up. Yeah, I thought it will, honestly. But because we know the rule of the thumb is that if the market stays below OP, it's a sell, and indeed gold came down all the way. It only got support at the cage RL level, okay? So let's just revisit this. If you were to trade gold on Friday, how will you trade it? Well, the rule of thumb is when the market goes below OP, below pivot 1, below OP and below pivot 2 is a sell. And I just told you guys before, a big movement, you usually will see a BNB. You saw it on the Dow Jones, now you saw it on the gold. It seems to be any time there's a big movement coming in, a BNB will always be around there. So that's the reason why whenever you see a BNB, you should be watching the market closer, because it may give you some interesting stuff. Now, of course, there was some other BNB along the way, but this BNB was significant because it's the biggest BNB, and it touches the pivot 2 level. It crossed below the OP, it did a CCYR. All these tells you that the market is going to sell, and truth be told, gold collapsed. That's the reason why, although the price goes down, when some students ask me, Kel, can buy or not? I say, no. And you can see that it hit 1820, it didn't go up, in fact, it continued to go down. So that's the reason why you do not want to catch a falling knife, especially when it's below OP and below pivot 2. Where we said this many times before, please do not do that. That is for your own good, okay? So now you understand why it's so important to know your stuff well in terms of your CCYR, CCRY, your BNB, your KTRs, your pivots. All these things tells you what to do. You just have to follow through. All right. So that's what happened on gold. Please remember this. Okay. All right. So let's go into the global news right now. Global news, we have Malaysia, 4th highest daily COVID-19 infection with 17,000 cases. Oh my goodness. Imagine Singapore 100+ cases, we're already like in a bit of panic mode. Imagine a country with 17,000 cases in one single day. Now, I repeat, we have many Malaysian TWB students here in Singapore. All right, and they have been very supportive, right? Very supportive. I know one is Brian, if I'm not wrong, right, Brian? All right, these people, they really miss their family members. So guys, if you can, later during your lunch break, even at home at night, just do a silent prayer for all these things, and hopefully Malaysia can get this over with it, so that all our TWB students can really go back to their family members. I'm sure some of them really didn't see each other for more than 2 years. So I think we really, really want this to happen. All right. Now, of course, but what is unfortunate is that COVID cases in Sydney is also increasing, and that causes people get pissed off, because people now get a bit unhappy because, you know, they close the train station, they ban taxis from dropping off passengers in the downtown, and they set up many checkpoints. So basically making people upset. But don't you realize there's a pattern here? Whenever they open up, right, then people get to get a little bit of this freedom. Then when the numbers go up again, they come back down again and curb it again. So that's why probably what is correct. I think that Carl mentioned this in the UK side itself. They think that since it's going to be like a cold in a way or flu like a way, I just open up, don't care, don't bother. If people die, then have to live with it. So that is what happened in different countries. We have different way of handling COVID. So I'm fortunate. I mean, I am not a COVID case, but I went through QO. So I can tell you this, Singapore really do a good job. I really appreciate that, really. All right, so we have now Florida in USA having the largest single day increment, and that is likely may spread. That's why US have been of worry right now. But Dr. Fauci, very interesting. Now, Dr. Fauci has been always the one that, you know, tell the whole world that things will get worse and worse. But now he is also saying that, okay, no matter how, US will not go in lockdown. Hey? Okay, so I remember that he said that lockdown is actually very important. Now he twists and changed. Now I don't know what he's talking about now. So he's saying that, okay, we will not go to lockdown at all. Don't worry. Number will increase. It will get worse, but it's okay. We have enough people vaccinated. So now a bit, it seems that it's different now. So he says this, the reason why we're 100 million people in this country eligible for vaccination, but not vaccinated. So he said that if these people all get vaccinated, then things will happen. But you understand why people don't do that, because this 100 million people, they are either lost, don't know what's going on, or because they are not really comfortable with what's going on, or maybe they are from the Republican camp because they like, you know, they believe that this virus is actually coming from the other party, things like that. Okay, the number of cases now every day is doubling. All right, 10 days. So it's really, really increasing. But you don't see much coverage on America right now, right? As usual, as usual. So what are the reasons they bullish regardless? Well, we have this investor Howard Mark. Now Howard Mark says that the stock price now is definitely ultra high, but not irrationally priced. Okay, so let's look at it. Now, Mark says that, okay, because the Federal Reserve is still maintaining its highly accommodative monetary policy, and the benchmark is that 10-year yield is still at 1.234%, this is a good price because the price of assets are high in absolute because the interest rates are so low at absolute. So which means that, right, people can really borrow money at a very low price. So of course they can borrow money, they can buy and keep buying. So that is the thing here. So the cost is so almost near to really not there. So that is the reason why it's stimulating people to borrow and buy equity. So he do says that, right, we know that the market has been up for a while, and COVID is still ongoing, but the S&P is still 22 times forward earnings. Now, this is something that I quite don't understand. I'm quite sure the number is much higher, but I realize that not everyone calculate the S&P earning PE ratio in the same way. So I can only tell you is that, right, this number, you just have to take a pinch of salt. All right, now the thing is this. Now, of course, you may say, who is this guy? This guy is a co-founder of this Op3, all right, since 1995, and they have $156 billion under the assets. So at least, yeah, you know, he has the right to tell you stuff. So he's saying that, right, there are some people who saying bubble 6-9 months ago, right? And you took the money out and sat on the sideline, you have missed 20% gain until now. So what I'm trying to say is this: if you have actually think it's a bubble 6 months or 9 months ago, you would have missed the 20% gain. All right. So this is whereby a sense people that you shouldn't take in our money. So he did mention this: if you're uncomfortable with the current level, you can reduce it. That's all saying, sell down to your comfort level. This is where I didn't Jesse Livermore said that. Okay. All right, sell down to your comfort level until you're happy with it, then you get involved in the market. So you can consider doing that if you think that you're having a lot of position right now and you want to let's reduce a bit to sleep better at night. All right, so this guy overall is a bull. So that's why he's saying that even though the market is high, there's still upside potential. Now, of course, you can see that the last few months, all the way from last year, March to this year, March, all the way, wow, look at it, Amazon, Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, all of them is the main driver. And all 5 of them now are all above $1 trillion mark. Look at it, right? Everyone is above $1 trillion mark. So that's why it's so bullish for the US S&P 500, okay? So as long as the FAANG leads, no problem. But what if he doesn't? That's when all the trouble arrives. Okay, but at least for now, that is the main driver of the market. Again, the FAANG stocks are the one that are driving the market. Okay, I can see that some of the Hang Seng recovered from the low. 724 was a low. Now it's back to 900 level. So it's really very choppy at the moment. But the market is more like taking profit along the way. It's more like doing that. Okay, am I continue? All right, so this is the gold price right now. We see that gold pulls back. The thing is this, the yield, the inverse yield actually went up, meaning the yield actually went down. All right, now logically, that should actually bring the gold price higher, but it didn't. So again, seemingly that the market now between the so-called inverted real yield is still very far away from gold price. So it suggests that, right, maybe gold can still go up higher. There's a lot of room to go. So of course, if the gold get the stimulation that it needs, for example, the dollar sell down, or the inflation goes higher, or just funds jumping in to buy, then gold can go all the way up to 2050 level. Now it's going at 1810, right? So we're like $250 away from supposed to be level, So so traders, if you're thinking that this is going to be a great buy of the season, great buy now, you can try to buy some gold. If you ask me, I think we can wait for a bit more. Okay, now my personal view we may need to go a bit more. All right, guys, so we're going to come to the alternate market views. I know that majority of you are staying on because of this. All right, I know that this is going to be fun. In fact, today's collection is about nearly 25 slides. But if I'm going to pump in 25 slides to you today, I'm going to be very sure you guys will turn very, very bearish. So I decided to split them up. Okay, so I'll tell you some today, I'll tell you some tomorrow. Because if I'm going to put in 25 slides on this at the same time, I'm going to tell you this. Some people will say that Cal is so bearish. And again, whatever I say this morning about staying bullish will no longer be applicable. All right, so please understand this. My job here is to tell you what I collect from the internet. Your job is to translate it on yourself and you see whether it makes sense to you. If you think it makes sense, you can use it as a guide. If you think it doesn't make sense, then you just put it aside. Okay, clear? All right, everybody clear? All right, if everybody clear, please key the word disclaimer for me. Just this one, because I don't want you guys to misunderstand me. Okay, please disclaimer right now. I'm here to just tell you what I saw on the internet. What I pick it up, I'm just sharing. Now, all these are hard facts and figures. I do not make this number out myself. So I want you guys to know exactly what am I doing to assist you guys in the market, okay? Please don't get me wrong, okay? My job is a tough job because I try to give you all information and usually people will see from a very wrong view. And of course, they will hurt me in many, many ways. So it doesn't make sense here if I, don't get the same understanding here. All right, please key disclaimer. I must see at least 30 disclaimer before I continue this. All right, we have about 15 already. Yeah, okay, I need more than that. Okay, guys, I need a disclaimer. Thank you very much. Okay, another 6 more to go. Okay, because we have 60 people, to get 30 disclaimer will be better for me. Okay, all right, okay, thank you. I got my 30 already. Thank you so much. Let's begin. All right, there are so many of them to share with you today. Okay, let's go. Now, this guy is a long-time market bear, David Rosenberg. Okay, this guy is a bear. So please understand this as a bear. So Delta variant surge will crash reopening stocks. Okay, of course, definitely, if let's say the Delta variant has continued to hit US, it will definitely hit the reopening stock like the airlines, the restaurants, the traveling and stuff like that. Definitely, it will hit them hard. That's if let's say the Delta variant really, stop the whole economy once again. Okay. So what he's trying to say is that, right, prepare for the economy to sputtle, okay, in the next several months, okay? He says that, right, you don't have to basically abandon the stock market, but definitely do not need to buy now, in short, okay? So because he says that the first thing first is the GDP, all right, as I said earlier, the GDP number was 8.4, that is what they estimated. But yet the number came out 6.5, that was really, really off tangent, all right? But the market refused to focus on that. They focus on the 3.5 inflation. That's why the market still stay up. So do understand this. Rosenberg, he's actually a Merrill Lynch top economist from 2002 to 2009. So of course, if you want to question, how come you don't stay further, right? I don't know. Maybe it was because of the Lehman crisis, maybe. All right. So let's take note of that. Now he's saying that, frankly, okay, this whole thing has become like a casino right now. We have the S&P moving up, and then we have small caps creating loads of yellow flags, but still the market keep on buying up. So that means that, right, everybody's buying whatever they want to buy and become a big casino already. And he says that now people on Reddit and Robinhood account, they are able to make more money than anybody else. And he felt that, right, there is basically pure speculation and the greater fool theory. Now, greater fool theory means that you buy, I buy, you buy, I buy, I buy, you buy. Though the last person will hold the baton, the baby will hold the baby, and then that's where it collapsed. Okay, so that is what he's trying to say. So this is David Rosenberg. So you want to watch what he have to explain for his view, right? Let's take a look. On your volume louder to listen to this.
You call the stock market a casino. Does that mean that you would urge investors not to invest in the stock market? Because on the other hand, you mentioned that it does keep going up. So potentially that could be some of people with their money.
No, I'm not saying that at all, but let's face it, the people that are on Reddit accounts and Rosenberg accounts and all the speculators out there aren't buying treasuries, right? They're not buying gold. They're not buying anything that's quote safe. They are basically buying on speculation and the kind of false theory and all the narratives that these investors need to clone. They're not in a bull market about eating clothes. They're in a bull market about buying the debt. So the bottom line is that the stock market is really bad. You have those real flows, right? It's operating on a bull market. And what I'm trying to say is that if one of the world of the United States countries go ahead and do it, just don't come back to slowly. It has anything to do with the economic cycle. It's never for we can happen. This is the stock market. There's understand with the weakest economic cycle of all time. Of course, what happens? But companies, instead of using their proceeds from the profits to engage in capital spending, cost factor itself. So if you show me an analysis saying, hey, look, here's the demand for equity from the retail sector, institutions, companies, we're taking down the share set, and so the commercial stock markets are eating at the commodity emergence of the barrel. Sure, that's great. So what I'm saying is that I think that it's giving you an economic signal. No. The signal that you're getting is coming from the treasury market.
The stock market at casino.
Institutions and companies are taking down the share set, and so the commercial stock markets are eating at the commodity emergence of the barrel. Sure, that's great. So what I'm saying is that I think that it's giving you an economic signal. No. The signal that you're getting is coming from the treasury market.
Okay, so basically he's trying to say that right now, right, David Rosenberg is saying that the people are buying things, but they're not buying the treasuries. In fact, you realize that right now, the treasuries are not the one they're buying. They're not buying all this. In fact, they are the one buying all the Reddit stocks. And of course, he's saying that the market is not reflecting the coming problem. All right, so that's the reason why people are not buying gold. If people are buying gold, it's not so bad, but people are just buying anything that moves. So of course, this is how stock market behave. Still, nonetheless, he's having his concern. So that's what you hear from David. There's a full interview by him. It's about 21 minutes long. So you can go on CNBC, look for this name. You should be able to watch this. Okay. All right, just give me a moment. So many messages coming in again. Okay, just saw the Hong Kong has just recovered from the low. Hong Kong has just recovered all the way from the low. Okay, it was down by a few hundred points. Right now, it's off the low. Seemingly, there's some recovery. Let's look at the market quickly now. Let's take a look. Okay, see. Oh, I see. No wonder you see China A50 had recovered from all the way up. So I'm quite sure the plunge protection team have came back in again. They buy back all the way up. And that's why the Hong Kong market was down earlier. Now it's back up all the way to above the MLP. So that's the reason why you're seeing this. Now, although the US market is off right now from the high, but because of the buying in China A50, and that's why the Hong Kong market is going back up. That's why my phone is like going non-stop again, texting around. This is very normal. This is why I keep on telling you this. This is how things work. But of course, if you look at the chart, you will know that you can know what to do. Okay, all right, let's continue. All right, so of course we know that the U.S. national debt is the ceiling. That's tomorrow, tonight. Okay, so U.S. Congress is supposed to raise the bar up. Now we have seen this many times before until it's pretty boring already. So over the years, every time there's a debt ceiling, they raise it up. Debt ceiling, they raise it up. Debt ceiling, they raise it up. And anytime they raise whatever level, the market will have a way to break it. So it means that every time they raise it, right, it doesn't stop the market to go towards it, in fact. So definitely, right, the market get used to it. That's why you don't see any coverage recently. Everybody has been very quiet here. So would it create any problem? Well, we just know that it's just a bubble getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but it will not pop because why? As long as the money is being printed to the system, there's nothing you can need to worry about. But of course, just that this bubble gets so big, right, between such a short period from 22 trillion to 26.5 trillion. So this is a very big, gigantic leap here. But again, I have said, as long as the market is happy with it, no one is going to stop this big bubble. Okay, no one. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. That will be your least of all worries. Okay. All right, so that's what's happening right now for the U.S. Janet Yellen in Congress. Suspend the 2 years debt, suspend for 2 years for debt ceiling. Well, it's all possible, Colin. It is very possible. They may just do that again. They will tell you, oh, because it's COVID now, just do it. If not, the market will crash. So they'll say that, and then the Congress will say, okay, let's do it. It's always been like that. Nothing has changed over the years. Nothing. Okay, ignore that. All right, so of course, we can see very, very clearly right now, you can see that the S&P is going up like a straight rocket. Then the US Federal Reserve total asset is moving exactly as if that is drawn to parallel with the US S&P. But you notice at the same time, the City Economic Surprise Index, which is the one that talks about the fundamentals are very clearly going very diverged from it, okay, totally opposite direction. So it is very clear that you cannot deny this. US Federal Reserve really have to continue to buy the market. As long as US Federal Reserve, you don't see the balance sheet coming down, right? There's no way the stock market will come down. So this is actually to work it out. That's why I need to do a disclaimer is this, guys. As much as you know, there is a very strong divergence. The market now is just betting that one day the US economy will recover and then this will make sense. But the problem is we can see for the last 6 months now already, the market is diverging away. So this is definitely artificial product versus what's happening right now. So the only thing is this, for the bull camp, they are really hoping that this will happen. Economy will recover one day and then it will go up this way. So when the economy really recover, then the Federal Reserve can taper, then the stock market can come down to meet in the middle. Then like that, later on, it may go sideways and then go up for a new all-time high. This is what they are trying to project and they try to reach as in the next 2 to 3 years. That's the reason why Federal Reserve says that they only taper much later. In fact, you look at it now, right? If they really taper and they really decide to taper, they will only be probably October or even December. Then when they function, it will be still next year. Next year, then they really taper. And by the time they taper 220 billion each time, example, it will take another 1 year before we reach 2023. Then we have the so-called interest rate raising up. So that's the reason why they are trying to do this whole area, as I just mentioned to you, and this will take about 2 years to reach there. So that's why by doing this right now, they are just hoping that the economy will recover on its own. That is what they are trying to do. But the problem is this, can it be done? That is another question, okay? So take note of that, okay? Then we have this. Now, one thing that you have to be very careful now, that's why I talk about today's MAO, need to take note of, is the IPOs. Now, we saw that Brookfield, okay, is supposed to have IPO, but decided to pull back. Then, of course, we have our Grab, supposed to do the SPAC merger, it also pulled back. And all of them put to fourth quarter, okay? Most of them all put to fourth quarter. So, of course, when IPO do this, if you look at the textbook before, whenever the IPO pull back, right, while the market is climbing, is probably because maybe somehow or rather, some people know that it's not the best time to get involved in the market. Do you get my hint? I repeat myself one more time. Why? When the market is actually rising, okay, and the IPO is being stopped, right, usually it's because some people may have some wind that maybe this time now is not the best time to enter the market. So I'm not saying anything, but this is the history shown. If the market is now going down, IPO don't launch, it is understandable. But when the market is rising like this and you still don't launch an IPO, right, then the only answer to this is because maybe the underwriters know something and is telling the client, you know what, maybe you just go slow a little bit, you know, something along that direction. So you can ponder and you think about it, okay? For those in the market for some time, you probably understand where am I coming from based on what we see in terms of what's happening right now in the scene, okay? All right. So SEC has also stopped now all the Chinese company. They say, okay, that's it. All the Chinese company, now your IPO will be stopped. So it's again, not a good sign. So that means that there are some funds will backtrack back to Hong Kong. That's the reason why I find that, right, maybe Hong Kong market eventually will find some base soon because these funds will go back to Hong Kong for the IPO listing if they want to go to Hong Kong. Okay, there are three interesting charts to just show it to you. I got it from someone in the YouTuber. Now, this is all the charts showing the market short-term breadth back then. Now, this is the Russell 3000. Now, back then in year 2020, when the short-term breadth, meaning that the number of shares at the high and low is getting lower or below a significant figure, you can see that the Russell 3000 actually came off. So now what you're seeing is, again, we are seeing the number now coming back the same level. Previously, when it did happen, you can see that every time it come to this point here, the market do pull back. Can you see that significantly? But this time around, it does not happen. So something is definitely not correct in normality. So why is that happening? Well, because I say there's a lot of funds that's parked in the market. Okay, so you just have to understand this very, very important detail here, that things are not really going based on what you should be doing. Okay, that's first thing. Then after that, we have the next market, S&P 500. Now we can see very clearly the credit spreads are widening as the tape makes new high. Okay, meaning the market go new high. As a continuation of this, will almost suddenly precede risk off. For the bull to continue, we want to see spreads settle down. Now this is the junk credit spreads. Now in short, junk credit spreads, if you look at it, right, okay, you can look again. Whenever the junk credit spread goes high, the market do pull back. Can you see that? When you go high, the market pull back. You go high, the market pull back. So you get the idea now? So the junk credit spread now is rising and the stock market is still going up. So that's why, again, that is a concern factor. Okay, a concern factor here. Okay, that is the junk credit spreads. All right, then this is the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. Now this is a very important index. Usually this is the index that people utilize it to give a bit of heads up. So again, when the percentage of members above 200-day moving average, right? Okay, semis look to set a break new high. We want is confirmed by the breadth. But the thing is this, we are now seeing that the numbers are going downwards. You can see that, but the market is going upwards. So this is why they say that this could be a bull trap. Bull trap means they trap the bulls. Because when you see this happening last time, when it happened like this, the market was basically going up. But the thing, when it turned down, the market basically got caught, and that's where things happened. But of course, you see this could be because of the COVID situation. So I cannot deny this. So you just have to consider. But do note that is what we are seeing right now. So everything doesn't seem to be proper now. That's why a lot of traders are getting confused. They don't know what to do with the market. All right, now this is where we look at the FAANG counters, the FAANG. We have Facebook, Apple, Netflix and Google. Okay, now why do I bring them in? Because I want you to see my version 3.9 to see the KRW. Now this is what I'm going to explain to you. Let's take a look. Now you can see that, right, our indicator KSI already gave instructions earlier. When the market was going upwards, right, you see a BNB there. Yeah, a BNB surface on the top, usually not a good sign. And of course, plus you put the RL and SL, you saw that. And the KSI turned red and our KRW also turned red. That's why you see Netflix going down. So this is clear cut. So we know that way early, the boys are already liquefying a position before the result came out already. So this is one thing why you need to know your thing well. That is for Netflix. Then we have this is Apple. Now Apple is the only one that's holding up because the KSI is green, the KRW is blue. So that's the reason why it's still holding up. So that's why Apple is still strong for time being. But Amazon was bad. Now Amazon, if you look at it, right, Amazon 4 days ago, the KRW already turned red. So that means that prior towards that itself, right, you notice that the KRW already turned red. Now what is KRW? It's actually taking the essence of the KTR to develop an indicator. So if let's say now, if you see red and red together, definitely it's not a good sign. So if you see green and red together, that means that there should, if the market do pull back, that means there should be some profit taking soon. And that's why on hindsight right now, you can see that's why this Amazon share didn't do well, even though the earnings was fantastic. Okay, because the boys were liquefying positions, in fact. Okay, then if you look at this, this is the Facebook. Now Facebook also the same thing, the boys were already taking profit. So when Facebook was going up, you notice that the KSI was already red in color. So it was no lies about it. When the earnings came out, right, Facebook share dropped. So that's why you see KSI is so important. Now traditional indicator will ask you to buy. Traditional indicator tell you that okay, you can buy now, stochastic turning up, everything crossover, right? But the KSI tells you another story. So that's the reason why you have to trust what you see on your indicator. Example like KSI. And of course, last one, you will see that this is Google. Now Google, now we can see again the last 3 days, Google, the selling is there actually. The KSI is green, but the KRW has turned red. So that's why you can see Google shares not really climbing up the last 3 days. So what I'm trying to tell you is this, the FAANGs counter are the one that basically push the market all the way up, right? And these FAANG counters now, all of them are seeing liquidity getting out of them. You see selling in them. So that's why I'm saying this. If the FAANG stocks are coming down, be very careful. This may cost the entire whole market to take profit. All right, that's the reason why I'm covering into FAANG. And last but not least, this is my version 3.9 on the Dow Jones today. Do take note today, there's a very critical level, 350.95. That is a level that I'm looking at today. If the Dow Jones stays above 350.95, the Dow Jones will go higher. But if the Dow Jones stay below 350.95, then there will be a bit of selling. Now 34970 is a very critical support level on our 3.9 version. But what I don't like is look at the bottom of my screen right now. This is the one I really don't like. Look at it, the KRW. Oh my goodness. Look at the KRW. Now over the time span, I know that whenever the market breaks, you can see the selling is incredible. But because the KSI is green in color, we know that we have to buy back the position. But you look carefully now, over the last one whole month or so, the market is up, but the KRW is all the way red in color. So what does it mean? That means that if any time there's any breakdown in the chart, the market can sell quite badly. So this is something that why I'm warning you guys to be very careful with this. And if the market do break down, do be careful, all right? Be careful on this here. This is very important. Okay, all right, so that's the reason why you need to have version 3.9 if you want to. It's only available for TWB student, PTB student to understand how to utilize this. Of course, some people may get confused. They tell, come on, it's red, it's green, I don't understand already. I can understand your point. But actually, there's a technique to utilize this to combine it together to make it better. Okay, but you need to be PTB trained. Okay, that will be all for today. I hope you understand what I share. I wish you the best. Remember, the market is still very bullish right now. Please stay on the long side whenever you can. Buy on dip. Unless the rules say that it's sell, then you proceed to sell. Okay, if not, the market is still full of buyers today. Okay, that will be all for today. Thank you so much once again. We have come to the end of today's session. All right, have a great day. This is Kel signing off. Bye-bye.